everyone. And the Black Stars officially qualified for the World Cup 2026 as the likes of Niger secured second place in Group E, and Madagascar, their hopes of a major tournament, suffered a blow at the hands of Mali. It's an all World Cup, show where we'll explore everything on the African continent. We'll delve deep into Europe as well. So it's a packed show for you this Monday morning. This is the Sport 101 Sports Morning Show, the show that almost everybody is talking about. So hey, tell a friend to tell a friend. We are airborne. We are live on YouTube. If you have not subscribed yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button and be part of the winning team. The usual suspects, they are already seated. So hey, join us this morning for an amazing sport show. This is the Sports Morning Show.
Hey, Papa Jack.
Okay, you're welcome back to the show. It's the Sports Morning Show right here on Sport 101. We're live on YouTube and across all our social media platforms. And like I said, or like I told you, the Black Stars officially, qualified for US, Canada, Mexico 2026 by beating Comoros by a goal to nothing. Together with other stories from the African continent, will take prominence on the show this morning. We'll delve deep as well to see what's happening in Europe, and we'll explore the teams that have already booked their qualification for the mega showpiece happening in June 2026. Teams that are likely to miss out, the big teams that have already missed out. One major talking point this morning will be that group that contains Nigeria, Benin, and South Africa. It will go down to the wire with Nigeria's hopes clinging on, hopefully, if South Africa will do them a favor. So it's not but in the hands of Nigeria, it's in the hands of South Africa. We will explore what's happening in Cameroon's group, as well as Cameroon and Cape Verde battle it out. Also, one team that I think that deserves to be there but might just not make it is Gabon, because they're playing some pretty good football. Also, they find themselves in a group with Ivory Coast. It's going to be fun on the show, trust me. Asia suspect, Kofi Same. Guys, good morning.
Good morning. Yes. Good morning. Good morning.
I like the energy. What's happening? What did you eat this morning?
Oh, good morning.
Yeah. No, he's always eating something. Sorry, how's the weekend?
Oh, my weekend was good. It wasn't bad at all. Yeah. I spent the weekend indoors, so as usual, it was very good.
Kofi.
Yeah, it was amazing.
To qualify.
No. All throughout.
Manager to do that.
Well, we'll talk about it very soon. But all throughout the weekend it was fun. A lot of action. You understand? A lot of action, especially yesterday. And then there came Otto, and then there came the rains, and everything was perfect. You understand? Shout outs to Jeff, the man behind the man behind all of the things that we do. You understand? We talk about Jeff one of these days. Yeah, but that was amazing.
Yeah, but if you're watching us, we're proudly being supported by Nkunim Phones, and when I say Nkunim Phones, I'm talking about the best quality phone shop in the Western region. So if you're here in Sekendita Accra and you don't know about Nkunim Phones, you are definitely missing out. You can find them at Takrade Market Circle, just close to Bank of Africa. So, I mean, you can see their numbers on the screen. Just call them for any brand of phone you want. And we are talking about any brand. If it's a Huawei, Samsung, Tecno, Oppo, any of the top brands in the world, Nkunim Phones have you covered. When you get there, just say you heard them on Sports 101. And they have a special, treat for you. But guys, I mean, there's no better place to start off from than with at the doorstep of the Black Stars. And I would always start with Kofi when it comes to the Black Stars. I mean, it became official. 1-0, Kan Ketesi Mohamed Kudus. It wasn't the most explosive game, the most exciting game, but the boys got the job. They did their job, and we are through. I mean, what do you make of the Black Stars yesterday?
I like how you do your introductions, especially when it comes to the Black Stars and Otuado. It wasn't the most explosive game. It wasn't the most what other diction did you use? It wasn't the most exciting.
But that's the truth. I mean, they got the job done. That's it. I mean,
what were you expecting the boys to do?
To get the job done. Officially.
Exactly, and they got the job done.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
It looks like you still have not shed off that cloth of hypocrisy. But that is fine. You understand? No. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. It can eat you up. It's cancerous. You understand? I mean, that you need to shred it off. You need to shred it off. I mean, because I think that there have been a lot of doubts in Thomas's, and all throughout the tenure of Otuado, like the records do speak. Otto is peerless. You understand? Peerless in regards where he stands in the history of Ghana football. And for me, if we build statues for people, Sammy, I think that we should start thinking about building a statue for Otto. I mean, because
build a statue.
Yes. If we can build statues and erect monuments for
what has he done?
Legends, you understand? We need to start thinking about a suitable location. Maybe at the forecourt of the GFA. Maybe I don't know where. I don't know where. I don't know about that.
That deserves such recognition.
Now, if you agree that people who elevate our game, if you agree that people who move our fortune forward the most, if you agree that people who do things that are worth emulating are to be celebrated, then you should not be asking that question about what Otto has done. He's the first man. I don't want to say the first Ghanaian. He's the first man to have qualified us to the World Cup twice.
But I don't
and
think
he's the first man. He's the first Ghanaian to have. He's the first man to have done it in consecutive fashion.
But I don't think that's a big deal.
It is a big deal. You know. No, hold on. I will allow you to make up. I will allow you.
The World Cup has literally become like the extent.
No. I will allow you to qualify. To make your submission, sorry. But it is a big deal because it is the World Cup.
Okay.
And I've always told people that there is something that the World Cup gives you that no other advertising, no other whatever it is can give you. You understand? The leverage that's qualifying for the World Cup and playing at the World Cup gives to country Ghana, it is priceless. The leverage is priceless, absolutely priceless. I mean, look, you have the opportunity to have your faces and everything about your country being littered across all of the major media outlets in the world, free of charge. You understand? I mean, imagine CNN does a documentary on Ghana and the Black Stars. Imagine Dr. Vela. Imagine BBC. Do all of that. Free of charge. You understand? It is amazing. Otto has done what no politician has done for Ghana in the last 4 years. Sell Ghana at the highest level. And that's why it is a big deal.
And that's
why I think that Otto deserves a statue. We need to start having that conversation. I am going to front for that because the man must be given his dues. The guy deserves a statue, a monument. I I suggest that probably at the forefront of the FE or somewhere quite memorial, somewhere quite exciting, you understand? Somewhere that will sell the image of Otto again. But there again, I must give a lot of credits, not just to Otto Addo, but to the rest of the technical team and the playing body. I think that this squad probably is not as talented as the Michaelasian, Suleiman Tari, Asamoah Gyan, Stephen Appiah squad. You understand? But I think that this squad has the potential to grow and then become big. You understand? I look at the elements in this team, and then I look at the hunger, I look at the zeal, I look at the major personalities in this team, and I think that this team has the potential to do a lot of exciting things for Ghana.
Sammy, Kofi wants us to believe that Otto Addo has done something no man has ever done. Like I said, and it's very interesting because in the last 6 editions, so 2006, 2010, 2014, the only time we missed out was 2018 in Russia. We were there in Qatar. So it's becoming like an expectation because, I mean, it's not like it was just a flash in the pan. We've been there 5 times out of 6. So this is not like so when there's a World Cup season, there's an expectation when it comes to the countries from the African continent. No matter how poor we are, if they want to mention 5 countries that the world wants to see, nobody will take out Ghana because we've built a reputation in the last 6 editions. But Kofi is making it look like this is incredible. This is the man deserves a statue.
Oh no, I think Kofi is glorifying mediocrity, and I can only sit and laugh because that's his opinion. I think he is entitled to that, but I don't think Kofi might have said the same thing if he were to be a different manager in charge. So, as a disciple of Otto Addo, it's understandable that Kofi would want Otto Addo to be built a statue.
Why? So you think that he's glorifying everything Black Stars primarily because of his fondness for the manager?
Yeah, I think so, because I don't see anything special the manager has done. I think he's done what he's expected to do, and that's why he's being paid. There's nothing extraordinary Otto Addo has accomplished with the Black Stars. There are certain things that are facts, which, for example, is the fact that he's the first coach to have qualified the Black Stars to 2 consecutive World Cups.
Yeah.
The previous edition, I think he did a good job, but someone started somewhere. He only finished whatever playoff that we had to play in Nigeria, which I think yes, any other coach could have done the same job. You play 2 draws against Nigeria, you qualify via away coach rule. I have always maintained the Nigerian national team is not extraordinary. So to me, I think that yes, if he hadn't won those games and qualified, it would have been a problem. So yes, he did a good job. So the fact is, yes, he's the first coach to have qualified the Black Stars for back-to-back World Cups. So that's a fact. But when you look at it from the angle of accomplishment and the brand Black Stars, and it's not the first time the Black Stars are going to the World Cup. It's not the second time, it's not the third time, it's not the 4th time.
Yeah.
And the Black Stars have been to the World Cup and have gone as far as the quarterfinal. The issue now is not about Ghana qualifying for the World Cup. The issue now is about what Ghana does at the World Cup.
Yeah.
The level we raise the flag of Ghana to at the World Cup. We've seen some decent performances from the Black Stars. We've seen some not so decent performances at the World Cup for the Black Stars. And in an edition where 9 teams have automatic qualification spots from the African continent,
It's not a big deal.
it's honestly, you might feel like I am not appreciating it. I think it would have been chaos if Black Stars didn't qualify for the World Cup, especially after that, after missing the AFCON. So yes, but it is expected, because when you have a group where you are playing Mali, who, in my opinion, are supposed to be the toughest opponents in that group, and then you have
They're not even as good as people make them believe.
Comoros, who have been a little bit of a problem for the Black Stars in recent times. You have Central African Republic and Madagascar and Chad. Yes, everybody knows how to play football now, but it's expected that the Black Stars qualify. So I think we can start calling for some of the things that Kofi is advocating for. If we see certain kind of consistency and certain kind of performance, I think that the Black Stars need to be looking past going past the group stage. Anything besides qualifying out of the group is a failure for the Black Stars, because this is a team that has been to the World Cup 4 times. This is a team that has been out of the group stages twice in the previous 4 editions. This is the World Cup that comprises 48 teams.
It's been expanded.
It's been expanded. So obviously, you would say that realistically, there are certain teams that the Black Stars should have an edge over. Because even when it was a group of, it was 8 teams, 4 in a group, 32, the Black Stars could compete.
Yeah.
So if you have an expanded edition where other teams have an opportunity to play, anything other than qualifying out of the group, to me, is a failure for the Black Stars. Because this is the world stage and you want to show that you deserve to be there. So yes, maybe if it were the first time or the second time we're qualifying for the World Cup, then we can be all excited about some of these things. But when you've been through a certain phase, you've gone past a certain phase over and over and over again, you don't get excited by doing the same thing. You get motivated to do more.
So you think that genuinely our excitement is born out of mediocrity and out of the fact that we've not really set high standards for ourselves?
No, I can't generalize it. I'm
talking about in terms of the team, because I don't think Brazil will glorify over qualification.
Exactly.
Germany will glorify over qualification.
Exactly.
Portugal will glorify over qualification. I think that would be one of the craziest thing. Even Morocco will glorify the kind of excitement you saw yesterday and from social media. It's like, Zibia, like we've done something crazy.
No, I think that it's okay to be excited. The Black Stars deserve to be excited. The fans deserve to be excited. There's more to the Black Stars going to the World Cup. And so missing out on the AFCON, there's that added excitement that the Black Stars are going to the World Cup. There's the social media aspect of it about the Black Stars bantering other teams because the Black Stars have qualified for the World Cup. So yes, every team will be excited about going to the World Cup. But as it stands now, I don't think that we should, be heralding the manager and saying that he's accomplished. I don't know what word to use, but it's not extraordinary that we have qualified for the World Cup. It's something to be happy about. It's something to be excited about. But for us to carry him in a palanquin and then make a lot of noise about the fact that he's qualified us, I think that we need to be. I don't think he himself would be that excited. I think he will be looking at bettering his record at the World Cup.
If you listen to his press conference, he literally took a dig at the doubters and those who called him names. So he's so excited that he's literally proved a point, especially when people did not have faith in him. And he took a little dig at the sports minister, saying that he believes that he's a lucky coach. Kofi, you first saw me.
Did the sports minister really say that?
Oh yes, the sports minister said
that Otto is a lucky coach.
Yes.
Then the sports.
And it's exactly
then the sports then the sports minister. Hold on. The sports minister needs to resign if we were in should have resigned if we're in a proper jurisdiction. What has the sports minister done? What has the sports minister done for him to point fingers at another public official?
What hasn't he done?
What has the sports minister done? 1 year in office, what has he done?
No, but
what structures has he been able to do? What has the sports Kofi Adams, Mr. Kofi Adams, what have you done to be able to sit publicly? Look, the sports minister is gaining relevance today because of Otto Addo. If you take away Otto from the sports ministry, what is it that the sports ministry can point to today? Since they were sworn in on January 7th, what is it that the sports minister, together with the sports ministry, have been able to do for Ghana? Do you understand? Do you understand, Lucky? Do you understand?
I know that.
So I have a problem. I have a problem where when people who are expected to know better sit publicly and then say all sorts of things, maligning things about other people. I do not think that it is a fair comment. What does he mean by Otto is a lucky coach? Every successful human being deserves a dint of luck. And I think that if in the press conference of Otto, he took a dig at people like yourself and Sammy, all of you need to carry that bit of shade.
Which shade?
You were doubters. You literally questioned the credentials of the coach. You even said that he was a trainer's coach. He was a scout. And a lot of the gullible Ghanaians bought into that dirty propaganda. Gullible. Do you know who a scout is? Hold on. Allow me to deal with this because this is so dear to me. You understand? No. That is a lie.
He was never the first team manager of Borussia Dortmund.
Fallacy.
He was
That is a fallacy. I can pull
it out.
I can pull documents.
Pull it out.
Where Otto Addo directly was involved in the activities of the first team.
As what?
As a deputy manager.
Deputy manager.
Oh yes.
Deputy manager what?
For Dortmund.
Please come.
You understand? So all of these things have been said. All of these people have made comments. Come on, the guy qualifies. The Nigeria would die to be in our position today. If Nigeria had Otto Addo, if Nigeria had Otto Addo, they would build him a statue. They would build him a first-class residential area. If the Nigerians had Otto Addo, it's just a case of a prophet not being regarded in his country. And I think that that's the same scenario we find ourselves with Otto. You understand?
Yeah.
I've seen interesting things. I like the point Sami has raised about the fact that it's not just about qualifying to the World Cup. And I like the angle you have brought also that Portugal, England, Holland, Brazil won't be excited. I mean, look. You cannot sit there and be making those comments. With all due respect.
That's the truth.
With all due respect.
There is a reason
Do you have a proper training facility in Ghana?
What do you mean by a proper?
Do you have a proper sports complex in Ghana?
The Pram Pram.
Where?
At Pram Pram.
Have you been to Pram Pram recently?
Yes.
Have you been to Pram Pram?
What is a Pram Pram for you not to think that it's not a good facility?
Look. People can point to St. George's. Do you know St. George's? People can point to Clairefontaine. They can make references to those points. What do you have? Where can you point to? Do you understand? And then you come and talk about all of these countries not being excited. Look. Do you know what it takes to develop a footballer in Ghana? Do you know what the kid needs to go through to become a top-level footballer in Ghana?
So you think that we've not earned the right to...
Lucky. I would rather you do not interject me when I'm flying a bit high. Look. Go and grant Benjamin Asarian an interview. You know where he's been to? You know how he made it to the top? Has there been any support system?
Kofi, this is
hold on. Allow me to address all of these. Has there been a support system?
Yeah.
You know what it takes for the kid out there in Ghana listening or watching to us to become a top-level footballer. You do not cite the Brazilian example. You do not cite the English example. You do not cite the German example.
Can I come in now? I cite the Brazilian example. I cite the English example because if you go to Brazil right now, you know the countless talents that are in Brazil, but they've not gotten the opportunity to play for the Brazilian national team. Let's not create the impression that if you go to Brazil right now, there are proper support systems that has been put in place that produces or as a channel that produces quality. No.
Can I
No.
come in?
Even in
Can
England, no.
Can I come in?
Those who get the opportunity to have their kids enrolled in certain academies, the City Academy, one of the best academies, the Chelsea Academy, one of the best. You see, it's not the purview of every English boy. No, there are great talents in England who are just walking the street. When they get the opportunity, yes, they get it. So it cuts across. How many of the talent in France are Clermont-Fontaine?
Can I come in? We are not talking about satisfying everybody. That wasn't the direction I sought to pursue.
Okay.
I asked a simple question. Are there support systems?
Accra has an academy.
Reason why I do not want the sports minister meddling in the affairs of some of these things. He should stay in his lane and do what he ought to do.
But
look. Are there support systems?
When you say support system, what do you
mean? Maybe one of these days we'll run a show on what it takes to be a footballer in Ghana, a proper footballer. Look, if anybody is watching us and you want your kid to play football with all of the standard facilities and all of the things that proper rudiments that he needs to go through, you will pay through your nose.
Is that not what's happening across?
There we go.
It's a Chelsea.
There we go.
Chelsea facility.
There we go. But I've made my point. I do not want to overstretch this issue.
Okay.
I think that the point is simple. And for me, he walked the paths. People doubted him. He's delivered. Now we can shift the conversation to what we go to do at the Mondial.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be just about the coach. I would vehemently desist from every narrative that seeks to suggest that it is just about the coach and our performance at the World Cup, and our performance at the World Cup should be tied to the competence of the coach. I would vehemently desist that.
What else?
From where you sit,
What else? Sorry, what
it
else
is not just about the competence of the coach. You can have an Jose Mourinho. You can have an Eric Ten Hag. You can have a Ruben Amorim. If there's no support system, if the FA does not do its things right, you understand? If the sports ministry do not do their things right, we'll just go and be spectators at the World Cup.
You keep talking about support system. If they don't do their things right, give us or give the viewers, the listeners, just 3 things you expect these entities you mentioned. The sports ministry, the FA. There's 3 things you expect them to do right that they are not doing currently. 1.
If you want to go to the World Cup and do very well, it's about exposure. It's about, when I talk about exposure, I'm talking about who we meet prior to the World Cup. The kind of things that we allow our players to experience. I mean, how are we able to organize all of those Class A matches? Brazil, Portugal, England, Italy. Look, we'll be here. If we want to go to the World Cup and do well, it's not just about meeting Djibouti. It's not just about meeting Aroras. You understand? I call on the FA to organize Class A matches.
And has the FA not done that?
When was the last time we met any top-level opposition?
When
was the last time we met any top-level opposition? I just want you to recall off the top of your head.
Do you need to meet top-level opposition in friendly games before you can say, I am prepared for the World Cup?
Yes.
No, I don't think
yes.
I don't think
I think you need to.
I don't think so.
I think you need to.
Because
look,
we already have friendly games against South Korea, against Japan lined up. We already have friendly matches against South American opposition lined up. So
Jeff,
the things you claim the FA is not doing, they are doing.
Jeff want to go to the World Cup and do well, and we are thinking about meeting South Korea and Japan.
Brazil is playing. Brazil just plays South Korea and Japan.
No, we are not serious.
Kazakhstan is likely to play Brazil.
Exactly.
The next.
Yes, and you see, not even that. Brazil, the team, everybody says that they are the pinnacle of world football, even though they've fallen off. Brazil, they are hoping to go to the World Cup and do well. Do you know the 2 friendly games they played in the last 1 week? They played South Korea, beat them by 5. They played Japan over the weekend.
No, you know, if
So
Brazil,
the Black Stars play South Korea and Japan.
hold on. If Brazil are playing South Korea and Japan, it's likely that they will have a member from the Asian region in their group. So if they are playing South Korea, it's great exercise. You understand?
Is it not great exercise for us?
I am
if we
saying,
also play
no. Listen. In the past,
yeah,
and before, it looks like I've been speaking for a long time. If I'm sorry. I mean, if we are going to chronicle our participation in the World Cup and what we have been able to do in the past, you realize that it's always come up against. We've always come short when we've met those Class A institutions.
Okay.
Italy, Portugal, all of them. You understand?
Yeah.
Brazil, Uruguay, all of them.
Okay.
So if you want to scale that hurdle, if you want to go to the World Cup and do well, then you need to make sure that your players are comfortable playing against this level of opposition. Number 2, proper conditioning. And then have a deliberate and elaborate plan pre-World Cup for our team. Where they are going to lodge, which conditions they'll find themselves in prior to the World Cup. All of these do matter. You understand? And then have the proper human resource as support system.
Okay.
Look, all of these countries that we talk about doing well at the World Cup. Which country won the World Cup last time?
Argentina.
Have you watched the backroom staff of the Argentina national team?
What has that got to do with the Black Stars?
Have you watched the backroom staff of the Argentina
What has
national
that got to do with the Black Stars?
Ask your relevant questions. If you do not have answers, tell me. You do not have answers. If you do not have answers,
have.
it's fine. You
What-
cannot.
where do you
You
go-
cannot.
where are you going
No,
with
no,
this?
no. You cannot know everything.
No, I
If
have.
you do not have
I-
answers, no. If you do not have answers, that's fine.
I can
We-
easily
I
give
can.
you
I can
the
skip.
manager,
No,
the
no,
assistant
no.
manager,
If you
and
do not
the
have
second assistant
if you do
manager.
not have answers, I can skip. You understand?
What are you inferring?
You think that it is mere coincidence that all of these people are to be on that Argentinian national team? Yes,
we
even
have
though
Steven
no,
Appiah
hold
there?
on,
Don't we have Steven
hold on.
Appiah?
You know,
Come
this
on,
morning,
what's
this
Steven?
morning, I have not come to assassinate characters.
Anyway, let me switch to something. What?
No, but you see, you mention all of those beautiful Argentina names, and then you switch to Steven Appiah, and then you want to set traps for me.
But what's wrong?
If they
with
have
you
former
mentioning
players
Steven Appiah?
on their bench, as
I am
part
not
of their
saying
backroom,
no.
as
I'm
part
not.
of their
I
backroom.
did not say former players.
I'm coming.
I am saying that. Have you looked at the competencies of the people who are with the back room? What competence does Steven Appiah bring to the Black Stars? You want to go there? I am there. What competence does Steven Appiah bring to the Black Stars?
One, he.
Asamoah
Can I answer
Gyan,
it?
Asamoah Gyan, what competence does he bring to the Black Stars?
Should I answer?
You think the area boys are going to do Jama?
They both played at the highest level of world football. That is the World Cup. Asamoah Gyan is the leading African scorer at the World Cup. He's seen it once, he's seen it twice, he's seen it thrice. And he's not just seen it, he's done it there. He's been there, he's done it. Likewise, Steven Appiah. They may not be your Ronaldos, but they are our Ronaldinos and Ronaldos. So if you have a player like Jan, if you have a player like Steven Appiah as part of your backroom staff, when you have young players like Kudus, who has not seen it before, Semenyo, who has not seen it before, Sibo, who has not seen it before, you have these guys who are experienced at the highest level there. it's not just even about their experience. They've been coached by some of the best minds out there.
Who?
And you think
Who coached
a player
it?
like Stephen Appiah,
Who coached Asamoah?
a player like Stephen
Who
Appiah,
coached Asamoah?
and you think that Stephen Appiah does not deserve to be there. So I mean, I think that Kofi is just being unfair.
I think that yes, I agree with some of the things he said. Some I don't. But again, when you look at the preparation and what people are excited about, we're talking about Otto-Addo, throwing a dig at some journalists. He has every right to, because a lot of us criticized him. And so, he's a human being. If he's been able to accomplish what people criticize him for, not being good enough to, yes, he has every right to throw shades back at everybody. But one thing I've always maintained is that Otto-Addo is learning on the job. There are certain things that he's learned, or certain errors that he's made during the AFCON qualifiers that he's worked on during the World Cup qualifiers. So yes, he is improving. But I've always maintained that you're going to meet tougher opposition at the World Cup. You're not going to play Chad at the World Cup. You're not going to play Comoros at the World Cup. So the level of excitement that we are seeing, everybody's entitled to be excited. But I think for Otto-Addo, even though he, in that moment, he's throwing some shades at doubters, which he has every right to, I think for himself, on a personal note, he will be looking at bettering his record at the World Cup.
Okay.
And when I say bettering his record, he will be hoping to get out of the group stage, because the first time he went there, he couldn't get out of the group stage. So obviously he'll be looking at doing better than what he did the last time. And I think that he hasn't done it alone. I think the changes that the FA made have really, really helped him, galvanize this side and then restructure this side and helped Ghana qualify for the World Cup. And top of that list has to be Wilfred Sheffer coming in as technical advisor. I was just going through that and looking at the timing of it after all the whole AFCON mess and all of that. And then the his name escapes me. Is it the under 17 or under 20?
They are the 23 manager.
He's also coming as part of the coaching staff and all of that. So we know that there was a lot of changes to
the so-called
Otto-Addo
support system has been put in place for
him. He is the only constant. And that's why there were lots of people that were complaining about the fact that he was maintained after all that change.
That's true.
So you cannot downplay the influence of these new people supporting Otto-Addo. And that's the reason why I am not making a lot of noise about what has happened. Because, look, I've seen it time and time again. The Black Stars have qualified for the World Cup time and time again. So what is going to get me excited is that we go to the World Cup and do better than what we've done before. If you look at somebody like Wilfred Sheffer, he is somebody that I think Otto-Addo would dream of accomplishing the kind of things that he's accomplished. He won the AFCON in 2022 with Cameroon. Otto-Addo has not qualified for the AFCON. He's not won a trophy. So maybe when he goes to the World Cup and then he does something remarkable with this Black Stars team, obviously, irrespective of the fact that he has a good support system. And we've always talked about the fact that it's a collective effort. But if this Black Stars team accomplishes something very big at the World Cup, credit will go to Otto-Addo. Because he is the leader of that delegation. So I just feel that we should all calm down. If you have the sports minister making his own opinion felt, I don't agree with him going in that direction, because I think that maybe he can leave that for the journalists. He's a sports minister. The team needs as much support as you can get. You don't want that kind of division between the FA and the sports ministry because of sentiment and all of that. You want that collective effort. You want that unity. Obviously, the sports minister is excited we are going to the World Cup. I'll be surprised if he's not excited. So whether or not Otto-Addo is a good coach, we are going to the World Cup. And I still maintain that Otto-Addo is not that standard. But again, as I always say, I think that day in, day out, match by match, he's getting better. That's why I always say that he's learning on the job. I don't think coming in, like a lot of people felt like coming in, he was all that and he was a top coach and all. I don't think he was. I don't think he is. But I think he's learning on the job. He's been given an opportunity, because coming into the Black Stars, there were other top contenders with better CVs than Otto-Addo. He had not managed a national team before. The Black Stars job is the highest he's ever had to handle. That's his highest ever, biggest employment. And so he's learning on the job. I think he has a lot of talent at his disposal. But I would only look forward to some of these high-profile friendly games and see how we perform, and then see how we also perform at the World Cup. That's what would define whether or not there's been a lot of progress made. I think as it stands now, it's more like a redemption for the Black Stars, because a lot of people were hurt about us not going to qualifying for the AFCON. And so if we've gotten some of these decent results and we've qualified for the World Cup, then that's a good thing. Because trust me, if you were still that old system where it had to be just 5 and we had to go through a playoff, imagine the 10 groups. If it was 9 groups now, if we had 10 groups and then the top 10, 5 have to be seeded, and then we play a knockout and we're paired against Morocco, or we're paired against Egypt, or we're paired against even Cape Verde, do you think that we will not be nervous? We'll probably be nervous, because our chances of qualifying for the World Cup would be very slim.
Okay.
So this format has given us an easier route to the World Cup. What we should be looking forward to is to better our performances at the World Cup, because look, if you've written an exam and you've passed, and then you get to the next level and you fail, writing that exam that got you to that point, when you pass class 1, you shouldn't be excited about writing class 1 exams and passing again.
Okay. So, I mean, one conversation, Kofi, that I think would generate up until the World Cup kick starts and the final selection comes out, one conversation that I'm very certain we'll keep having is who becomes part of this team. There are 2 names that in the last couple of days or weeks prior to yesterday's games were being thrown around. I'm yet to get any official, statement from these 2 players. It's just a media reportage as to whether they are true or not. I can't say. But Kofi, Nketiah's name has come up. Tammy Abraham's name have come up as potential.
Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Callum Hudson-Odoi. Potential players who would want to play for the Black Stars. Even the report out there is that Nketiah has stated that he would want to play for the Black Stars and all of that. Kofi, those who are against it is saying that Massa, monkey know the work, make baboon the chop. Those who are for it are saying that, come on, life is like that. Somebody has to work for somebody to chop. We need the best of the best at the global showpiece. And if these 2 guys are there, there's no way O2 should look be beyond them. Kofi, what's your take on all of this? Should we call them if they want to play for the national team?
Well, I think this is quite an interesting perspective. I think that getting to this point and having to see this play out in the manner it is about to.
Yeah. It will play out the way it has to play out.
It smacks of nostalgia. I think that you look at echoes from the past. We've had scenarios like that where we had to bring in some people. Kevin Prince Boateng. Subsequently, we all know what happened. Even the late, what's the name of that striker? The late
Junior Agogo.
Junior Agogo, yes. I mean, even though, yes, I would say that his wasn't directly after we qualified to the World Cup. I mean, we had to, exactly. But you see, I agree with that second school of thought.
Which says
some people need to work.
and some people have to chop.
Exactly. I believe that life has never been fair.
Yeah.
And if you remember, I said in one of the episodes that this team is crying out for a proper number 9.
And who amongst those two players is the proper number 9?
I didn't get here.
I don't think Nketiah is the proper
He's better than everything that we have in the Black Stars.
as a striker.
He's better than everybody else in the Black
Well, that's
Stars.
true.
Yes, he's better than everything we call a striker at the Black Stars presently. He's better than all of them. I name them. Jordan, from who to who, everybody. He's better than all of them.
And even with
All
Callum
of them.
Hudson-Odoi,
I'll come
And
to
then
Cal-
you think
no, I'll come
he's
to
better
Cal-
than all of
no, I'll come to Callum Hudson-Odoi. You know, when you have boys like Kudus being your superstars, there's a problem. What's the name of that boy? Kamaldeen Suleimana.
And the one at Atalanta. Is it Atalanta?
Yeah.
Fatah Ishahaku.
No, if Fatah Ishahaku can start for the Black Stars,
Why not Nketiah?
why can't Callum Hudson-Odoi start for the Black Stars?
But these are players who in the past they have said they've chosen to represent the British the
The
Three
English,
Lions.
yeah.
You know, they chose.
No, they were looking out for their best
They
options.
chose because
No, they were looking out for the best options
you see,
available to
I'm
them.
using the word choose because the manager can give you the invite and you can decline. So the moment you accept it, you've chosen to be there.
No, but they have not represented England at the highest level.
No,
That's the point.
Eddie Nketiah was called, I think, about 2 years ago.
No, they
But
have
he's
not.
played.
They have not played for
Yes, he's
the
not
English
played.
national
He's
team.
not played
And even I
that
think that
before.
with the new FIFA rules, there's
Yes,
there's a bit of
Yeah.
rectification
Yeah.
when it comes to those issues. You cannot blame them.
No, I'm
You
not saying about it.
no, you cannot blame them because listen, I mean, if you have a sports minister like yours who will come and say all sorts of things in the background, you understand, and then you expect somebody like Nketiah, you expect somebody like Callum Hudson-Odoi to thrive in that environment of toxicity. Come on, they are looking out for what is best available to them, and if you cannot play for the Three Lions, there's the Black Stars available.
Viewers, we need your take on this. I mean, let us know, what do you think? Do you think that these guys are just taking the Black Stars for granted, where they wait when we qualify for the World Cup, then everybody wants to play, come down during the qualifiers, during the AFCON, you will not play? I really want your take on this. Do you think that the coach should look at them? Because like I said, we need the best players around. I think that, like Ovi said, I agree with him. They are better than any of our attacking options out there. That's the truth. Do we need them? Let us know your thoughts in the chat section or in the comment section. Govi, before I get to something.
Well, I think that we do need them. We do.
Nketiah.
Yeah, we need Eddie Nketiah. We need Eddie Nketiah to be leading the lines for the Black Stars.
Sammy,
Yeah.
what even makes people so upset is we allowed it to pass with Iñaki when he said he doesn't feel Ghanaian enough at the time. And so for him, it is not the right time to represent Ghana. 2 or 4 months on, we've seen him play at the AFCON. He comes, plays for the AFCON. Even 2022, he was at the World Cup and all of that. Ghanaians don't want that playing out again, where people just play with words in the background, then eventually they get their name on the team sheet at the expense of players who they feel that worked. Like I said, monkey they work, babu they chop.
Typical example was Afena.
Yes, Afenejan.
Went to play a doubleheader against Nigeria.
Yeah.
At that young age, he played as a lone striker. He held his own, and he didn't get the call up to the World Cup. And his career hasn't been the same since. Iñaki Williams comes in, gets his chance. Look, I think that, yes, when it comes to quality, you need to have the best quality. You need to have the best guys available. Life isn't fair. Sometimes you have people doing all the dirty work in the background, and some other people are enjoying the money. It's not just in the sporting system. When you look at even the corporate world, you have people doing a lot of work in the background, a lot of people doing the marketing jobs and getting all the deals and all the customers and all the money coming in. And then some senior men wearing their suits in the offices at head office and all of that, and enjoying big bonuses, and they are rather the ones going for training in Dubai and the UK and all of that. And the people that work in the sun that need those trainings are not getting that. So life isn't fair. But at the end of the day, we need to find that balance. We've seen somebody like Kevin Prince Boateng come in, and I think his tenure at the Black Stars was successful.
Very, very successful.
And we saw what he brought to the Black Stars. He's a dynamic player. He could play in different positions. And that 2010 World Cup, he was one of our best players. But these guys come in with a different mentality. They come in with a different upbringing. And look, for somebody like Eddie Nketiah, I think we need somebody like him in the Black Stars. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I don't think he's better than what we have in terms of the role he plays. He's not better than Semenyo at the moment.
He's not better. Is he not better? He's a wide player. Is he not better? Is he not better than Ishaku? Is he not better than Kamaldeen Suleiman?
In terms of current form and how they are playing, I don't think he's better than Ishaku. Have you been watching Ishaku at Leicester City this season?
Leicester City. Callum plays for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, but what
last
has he been
season
doing?
he was one of their best players.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Form. Jordan Ayew plays in the Championship, but he's in the team. So sometimes this is a national team, and sometimes it's not just about where you play. There are some people that understand what it means to play for the national team. They understand the terrain. That's why Iñaki, I think he's done a very good job. If you know what goes on behind the scenes, trying to get himself integrated, learning the language and all of that, he's really trying. Even then, he's still having a hard time in the team. We saw what happened with Adam Kwarase. Lots of different reports saying that the defenders are cooler with Fatah Odaud at the Lion because local language, because lots of conspiracy theories. So if you have somebody that hasn't worked and has come into the team, and there are other people that have given their sweat to qualify the team for the World Cup, these guys have friends in the team. I think that it brings some kind of division into the national team. It brings a lot of unrest in the dressing room because there are certain players that feel that their friends are supposed to be there. There are certain players that feel that they have been left out. And if an Eddie Nketiah comes into the national team, he comes in at whose expense? So yes, he brings his own quality. But I think we've gotten to the point where we shouldn't tolerate some of these things. There are lots of top quality players that are benched by their coaches because of the disruptions they bring, because they do not deserve to play, not because they are not talented enough. If somebody like Eddie Nketiah comes into the Black Stars, you were there when we had all the qualifiers and all of that. You didn't show up. Yeah, qualify, then you are available to play for the Black Stars. No. Come after the World Cup, when we start the AFCON qualifiers, then you should come and play. And then let's see. Because look, I think that all this while he's been available. I don't think there hasn't been collapse, or I don't think the coach hasn't reached out. But he has never been ready. Would you want to tell me that if England had reached out at during that same period, he wasn't ready? We saw what England also did with Kobbie Mainoo. When the rumors started coming about him, the Black Stars being interested in inviting him, they invited him. Now he's if care is not taken and he doesn't have a good season, he might not even make the World Cup. But this is a top quality midfielder. So for all the quality that these guys possess, they might bring that quality into the team. But we should understand that the team has a soul. And you heard the Comoros coach talk about part of the reason why the Black Stars did not qualify for the AFCON. It was about the soul of the team. So in my opinion, I think that we should just maintain the core of the team we have now. Bringing in some of these guys at this time would only bring some kind of unrest in the dressing room.
Sammy, Kofi says, and I think you have enumerated and you have accepted the fact that the quality we have, and we all agree, we don't have a quality team. And like Kofi said,
when you say quality team, what you're talking about the number 9 position, right?
And not just the number 9 team. Our team is not good enough. If we were not good enough to qualify for AFCON, trust me, we don't have a good team. Have you seen the Senegalese?
But what players are you talking about bringing into the Black Stars?
So there comes the point where if there are potential players who can augment the non-existent quality you do not have, which you think you have, in the likes of Nketiah, whoever is out there, Callum Hudson-Odoi, whoever is out there, because if I'm a defender, I would rather be scared of coming up against Callum Hudson-Odoi, who I have heard of, I've seen, than who is Fatal.
Do you think they don't know Fatal?
Or who other strikers do we have? I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make. So Kofi is saying that.
I get it, but where were these guys?
Let's forget about where were they. You have admitted that monkey the work, babu the chop. And
Yes,
for me,
but
monkey the work, babu the chop.
that's why the working environment is always chaotic. It's normal
everywhere.
Yes, so you don't do. You see, there's certain things that are doing the right thing at the wrong time. You do something like this, and as I said earlier on, it can only bring unrest into the dressing room. It's not because these guys are not good, but if they are really interested in playing for the national team, why wait until someone has done the work? Then you come in and take the place of the person. It only creates unnecessary disruptions in the dressing room because people feel entitled. People feel like they've done a good job qualifying the team, and then someone else comes in. Look, if we start a campaign on a clean slate, and everybody has equal opportunity to play, and you are there, and you play your role, and then when it's time for us to go for a big tournament and you are called up, I don't think anybody will have a problem with it.
So literally what you are saying is we need them, but not now.
We need them, but we can do without them.
No,
but I'm a bit confused with Sami.
I'm confused. We can actually do without them.
I want to ask Sami a question. Yes, I think he makes a beautiful point. I want to ask Sami a question. But you see, this is Sami who rightly indicates that the time has come for us to go to the World Cup and not just be partaker.
Exactly.
And I'm asking that with the players that we have, can we go out there and rock the world? I just want to ask Sami. I want his candid opinion on that.
Genuinely.
With the players that we have now, can we go out there and rock the world?
Zibo or Sibu?
Sibu, yeah. I mean, I'm not even worried about players in the midfield, but I'm talking about...
I don't think that we are as good enough as we used to be. But I also feel that we need to give... You know, the last time I mentioned that at the previous World Cup, Jordan Ayew was the only one who had previously played at the World Cup.
True.
Now we are going to the World Cup where you have Kudus, Chiku, Salisu. This will be their second appearance at the World Cup, so obviously there's more experience. If we are talking about doing something well at the World Cup, I don't think we're going to go to the World Cup and win the World Cup, or probably even get to the semi-final. But that's the beauty of tournament football. You never know. You don't know what parents you might get. You don't know who you come up against. You don't know what will happen during the game. Yeah. But these guys we are talking about, I would rather go with a team that already has that cohesion. Imagine we tend to hear of another brilliant goalkeeper somewhere, and then we say we are going to replace Benjamin Asare. I don't think Asare is a world-class goalkeeper. But when you do things like that at a certain time, it only brings disruptions. This Eddie Nketiah are talking about, I honestly don't see what difference he will make in this Black Stars team.
Oh, Sami.
Wow.
Oh, Sami.
Honestly, I honestly don't see any difference he will make in the Black Stars team.
He, like Kofi said,
wow,
he could lead the lines for us, and he's better than any of the options we have, because Semenyo is good, but Semenyo cannot lead the lines.
He's not a centre forward. Yeah.
Who? Because it's Mateta.
Yeah, Mateta.
It's Mateta.
I mean, exactly. The French.
But there's always somebody who's better than you.
Yeah.
But he's also better than what we have.
All of the things that we have.
So I think that the player, he might be an exceptional player, but I just feel that there are certain timings that are wrong, where you know you are going into a competition. You already have the core of your team excited, and people are already gunning for places, and then someone out of nowhere decides. There are exceptions. If you have some generational talent like a Messi or a Cristiano or whoever it is that is available somewhere, I think the players will even call
Jeff's friend Esteban.
the players to even call for these guys to be included in the team.
Okay.
But I can bet you, even inside the current national team, the players that are playing in that front line, they would even feel that Nketiah is not better than them.
As for players feeling that.
So you think that players don't know that a certain player is better than him? You think players don't know?
Who don't know?
There are certain players that know that this guy, AD,
Jordan.
this tsunami.
Jordan.
Players know the truth.
Jordan is my guy, but he's not better than
Players
Nketiah.
know. But Nketiah might be that.
Look, this is
number
somebody.
9
This
Is
is
Jordan
somebody.
better than Nketiah on the Nketiah we saw at Arsenal? The Nketiah.
No, in terms of goal
Crystal
scoring and all
Palace.
of that, they are two different players. In terms of goal scoring and all of that, I think Nketiah is a brilliant number 9. But I'm looking at the bigger picture here.
Peace.
I'm looking at the bigger picture. The sanity
Serenity
of
in
the dressing.
in
We
the
saw what
dressing.
happened in 2014 in Brazil.
Yeah.
No, but you see, something. No. You see,
We are looking at the sanity of the
No.
group. You can have the best players, but if you don't have
with
that
peaceful
sanity in the
environment,
dressing room, you will not do anything at the World Cup.
So something saying
The players will even rebel against that player.
No, you see, somebody talks about us wanting to go to the World Cup and doing well, and then he preaches peace. Are we in a?
We are downplaying.
Are we in a US?
Let's not
UN
digress.
peace
We are
summit?
downplaying the importance of having a serene dressing room. I'm not talking about Russia and Ukraine here. We are downplaying the importance of having a serene dressing room where we saw what happened even during the AFCON qualifiers. We saw what happened in the dressing room. Jeff is talking about Lion Kingston. We've seen these things happen. It's not about bringing.
But Malai's case is different.
Look,
No, but the point is simple. I think
Card, a card
Yes,
could not
yes.
allow him represent. So why do we take you there?
no,
When
but
he
how many
qualified?
matches was he going to miss?
He was going to miss 2 matches. We didn't know whether we will qualify for the next round, and we didn't qualify. So it would
But
have
you
been
see,
a waste of
but there
time
are
to
some
take
countries that will take you. Rooney went to the World Cup with the broken metatarsal.
Yeah, but that's England.
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
Rooney.
That's what I'm saying. That there are certain exceptional players that you cannot say that you would look past. Nketiah is not one of them.
Kofi, should we choose peace, serenity, a sound atmosphere, a sound dressing room over quality, if available?
You as the player coming in, you know that the team you are coming into, the players are not even happy with you coming in. You think you have peace of
I
mind?
can't catch your tongue.
No.
Well, I don't know because Samir is my friend, and I mean how he preaches peace, and then we want to do well, and then the next time we are just not going to be partakers at the World Cup. But the point is, we all acknowledge that we fall short of talent when it comes up to us measuring against some of the best in the world. You understand? And the point is simple. If you want to go to World Cup and do well, you need to beat the big boys.
I feel like
And if we are coming up short in terms of talent,
a same dressing room would do better at the World Cup than a dressing room with some of these names
Chaotic dressing room.
and with all the chaos in that dressing room. And you go to the World Cup, you will not accomplish anything.
no, I mean,
Black Stars did whatever they did in 2010. We saw them in 2014.
no, you see,
KP Boateng and Montari and these guys, they were at 2010 World Cup. But we
the
saw
point
what
is that
happened.
I am an old school guy. I would rather have a Cantona in there than I would have a Hoyland. I would have a Cantona. Go there.
Hoyland knows that he's not on the same level as Cantona. That's the point I'm making. That even players know
But the point
that this guy is better than me.
The point is simple. I think that if we want to go to the World Cup and do well, we need to bring all of the best available options that we have.
But for some reason, I agree.
And at the end of the day, I do not care who it is that feels offended.
If you are egoistic, swallow your ego. Let's play the bigger picture.
Because
Let's
somebody needs to play ahead of somebody.
Exactly.
Yes, some people will not make it to the World Cup, even out of the squad. That is life.
And Sammy,
It
you
goes
believe
on.
that
Yes.
even out of this squad who have qualified the team, some people eventually the 23-man squad, the 22, however the manager decides, some of these players will miss out.
I think Majid Ashimeru should be in the Black
What
Star
has he
squad
done?
for the World Cup.
There we go.
That's my opinion.
What has he done?
That's
There
my
we go.
opinion. It's an
There
example
we
I'm
go.
giving.
There we
But
go.
he wasn't in the last round of games,
Yes.
right? Because the coach didn't deem fit for him to be there.
Yes.
But let's say he has a good season going up until the end of May.
Yeah.
And he gets a call up. Do you think anybody will be offended? Because he's been there before. He's been part of some of the other call ups.
Let's say
But somebody who has been available and was not ready
has a blistering season and says, Black Stars, I'm available. The coach will say, for peace sake, I'm not going to call you.
It's not as if, maybe people don't understand. It's not as if the FA have not reached out to him. They have reached out to him. Dude says he is not ready.
But now he's ready.
But
Now we are qualified. He's ready.
It doesn't matter.
I
He's
almost said
ready.
something.
No,
It doesn't matter. He's
It
ready
doesn't matter.
now.
He's ready now.
Yeah. He wasn't ready then. He's ready now.
Now we have qualified. He's ready. If England had called him for a friendly match against San Marino, you think he wouldn't have been ready?
He wasn't ready. Now
He
he's
wasn't
ready.
But he was ready when they called him.
He's
When they
ready
called
now.
him and he sat on the bench, he was ready at that time.
He's ready now.
He's ready now.
Yes. Anyway,
When we go off air,
I mean-
I'll tell you something.
it's been an interesting discussion on the Black Stars. Let me go through some of your comments. Francis Botebedu says that, well said, Sammy. This one says that, my own friend, Pastor Ben, says that it's simple. Have they ever been invited to play for Ghana and they refused? If yes, then we should move on without them. But if not, we should consider them. I very much agree. Wow, beautiful scenery is coming from Michael Kofi there. Francis comes back again to say, we had the same expectation for Iñaki and see how he flopped. Talent does not always get the job done there. Chrissy Zach says that top team. Good morning, guys. Good morning to you. Solomon says that watching you live inside Takwa. Papa Ebusia says that he's watching us from Huni Valley, all the way from Huni. Jeffrey High says that Jeffrey Schlupp was dropped in 2014 and in 2022. Drop the guy if he's not good. Simple. Jeffrey again says that he happened to lie Kingston twice and he was very okay. We need the best players to play. And I actually need your thoughts on this. Do you think that now we know? Like Kofi said, he wasn't ready back then. Now he's ready. And Nketiah is saying he's ready to play. A player like Callum Hudson-Odoi says he's ready to play for the Black Stars. Do you think that if they're able to maintain a certain level of form throughout the start of the season and, heading to May, we should call them? Let's know in the chat section, in the comment section. This is a Sports Morning Show. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're welcome back. This is Sport 101. I mean, when it comes to live sports morning show on YouTube, we are not talking about the ones you pipe from, on your from radio to YouTube, or a setup is a radio station. We're talking about live sports morning show. This is what you need to be watching and where you need to be listening as from. It's the best, the biggest live sports morning show right here in Ghana. We've been discussing the Black Stars and, all the nitty-gritties, but I want to hear from you. Some of the best pundits around, Sammy and Kofi, they've had their take on, everything Black Stars. We ended with whether we need to call these boys who are now ready, the likes of Hudson-Odoi, the likes of Nketiah. They're saying they're ready to play for the Black Stars. If the report is anything to go by, do we need to call them? Some is saying, listen, we need a very serene, peaceful camp. We can't allow chaos to disrupt our plans in US, because there's a lot to achieve with Coach Otuado. I want to know your take. We want to know your take. Pretty surely I'll get to the comment section and read them. But let's switch to other games that have become so crucial towards World Cup 2026. So Nigeria will be taking on Benin today. South Africa will also be welcoming Lesotho tomorrow, South Africa will also be welcoming Lesotho. You can say they are literal young neighbors, but it's a big game, primarily for two reasons. Now, these are the permutations that in relation to that group, and you do the math for yourself because it's getting very exciting. Now, Nigeria would only qualify if they beat Benin and South Africa fails to win against Lesotho. So Nigeria's qualification literally hinges on South Africa's failure to win against Lesotho. Now, Benin are top of the group. They only need a draw with the hope that South Africa don't get a massive win against Lesotho. Benin just need a draw with the hope that South Africa just don't get a massive win. But if Benin gets a win, they automatically qualify. Forget what South Africa and Nigeria will do. So as it stands now, Benin are the team that in a way has 1 foot in US, Canada, and Mexico. Because if they win, whatever happens in that South African game amounts to nothing. If they get a draw, South Africa should not win. So these are the permutations. If South Africa win, neither of Nigeria or Benin should also win. So it's a very exciting group. Now, in the Cameroon and Cape Verde battle head as well, Cape Verde are top of the group, just 2 points ahead of Cameroon. So a draw for Cape Verde means they are through. Cameroon should win with the hope that Cape Verde loses at home. It's looking likely that will not happen. Ivory Coast, on the other hand, are top of their group. They've not even considered a single goal. Gabon flying so high, but because of how good the Ivorians are, they just need and hope that the Ivory Coast should lose that game and Gabon win at home to qualify. Sammy?
Yes.
These are some of the interesting permutations out there in the remainder of the groups. The Ivorian Gabon group, the Cape Verde Cameroon group, and our very neighbors. I'm praying they don't qualify so that we can throw them. Nigeria, South Africa, Benin. Talk us through the possibilities in this group and which of the teams you think that by close of tomorrow we'll have qualifying for the showpiece.
I think that we need the best of the best from the continent to represent. We've always talked about Africa having only 5 reps. Now it's been expanded and we can have as much as 10 if 9 automatic places. But when you look at the parents, I would say that one of the teams that have been very disappointing has to be Nigeria.
Yeah.
And it's not just now. Since the Nigerians did really well at the AFCON, the last edition where they lost in that final, they haven't really been consistent.
Yeah.
The manager that they changed is now the manager of Benin, and he is top of that group.
Wonders with them.
He's German. His name is Raw, something like that.
Raw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, you look at that group, and the Nigerians need to beat Benin by at least 3 goals.
3 goals. Yeah.
And they need South Africa to drop points against Rwanda, which will be difficult. The South Africans know that if they beat Rwanda and Benin drop points as well, then the South Africans might be through.
But sorry, why do you say it's going to be difficult? Because everybody expected South Africa. South Africa will probably not be doing any calculation by now if they had beaten Zimbabwe, because Zimbabwe did not need a point. South Africa should have beaten Zimbabwe. They had opportunities, penalty, but they dropped points. Some people are saying that it looks like the pressure is cracking the South African team.
I think what happened to South Africa has to do with the psychological aspect of the game.
Exactly.
This is South African side that I think that if not for that 3-point deduction, they would have gone to Zimbabwe and then beaten Zimbabwe. But you see what the mental aspect of the game does to you. There was extra pressure, and even with against 10 men, they could not score, and then they ended up
also
receiving another red card of their own. If they had won that game, then you can say that they just needed 3 points to qualify, or even a draw might.
A draw would have seen
but they didn't, and so there's that extra pressure on South Africa to beat. Is it Rwanda?
South Africa will be taking on
it's
Rwanda.
And they're playing at home against Rwanda tomorrow.
4 p.m.
And so that game is going to be very difficult. Typically, it shouldn't have been a difficult game for the South Africans if you look at their current run of form. But it will be difficult. Another game that of this round has to be Nigeria against Benin in Nigeria. The Benin national team got to Nigeria even before Nigeria via chartered flight. Before Nigeria left South Africa, they played Lesotho. The Benin team were already in Nigeria. And they are coming up against this Nigerian team with a whole lot of pressure. I'm hoping we don't get to see a repeat of what happened when the Black Stars qualified in Abuja.
I think we might see that
this Benin side, they are not going to be easy pushovers for Nigeria. They are not top of this group by fluke. They don't have that much points by accident.
If they qualify, it will be the first time.
It will be the first edition for them.
Benin makes it to the World
Yes, but Nigeria, they struggle at home. And they struggle to win emphatically. Nigeria need to beat Benin by at least 3 goals.
And they do not have a player like Osimhen. They will not have.
Is he available for the game?
Osimhen is a doubt as well. So it looks like there's so much pressure on the Nigerians going into this.
It will be a difficult game for Nigeria. If they can win by at least 3 goals, and then Rwanda does them a favor. But Benin just need to pick up 3 maximum points, which is also going to be difficult. But when you have that much motivation, and they are not scared of Nigeria.
No.
They can go there and pick up 3 points. This group is very, very, very dicey. And that's why, if you ask me, I think South Africa look like they might be the ones to go.
Because you think Nigeria might beat Benin and South Africa will beat...
Nigeria might beat Benin, or it might end up in a draw, but South Africa will beat Rwanda.
And South Africa will end up qualifying.
When South Africa beats Rwanda, they also need to score at least 2 goals.
Yes.
In that game.
But I think that's more achievable for South Africa
than Nigeria scoring 3 against Benin. The Nigerian team has been that poor. And so the fans don't even have that much confidence in the team. Because if you look at this team, this group, you would expect Nigeria to at least be somewhere, not calculating at this point. Maybe if they haven't automatically qualified, they should have their destiny in their own hands. But it looks very difficult at the moment. And if I have to go with my heart, obviously I would want Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup. It's always interesting if the Nigerians are there at the World Cup, but they haven't done themselves a lot of good. They've dropped so many points, especially at home in the early stages of this qualifier, and then it will be difficult for Nigeria to scale through. If they do, hallelujah, but I think it will be very, very difficult for Nigeria.
So if I push you to the wall, Benin, South Africa, Nigeria, who's qualifying?
I think South Africa will qualify. I think that Benin Nigerian game will be very close.
Let's quickly look at Group D, which looks like Cameroon might just end up, playing in the playoffs. Because as it stands now, Cape Verde have 20 points. They will be at home against Eswatini. That game for me, they will more Eswatini. Cameroon will also be taking on Angola at home. They are on 18 points. They just need to win and hope that Cape Verde will lose, because even if Cape Verde draw, Cape Verde qualify.
Like Cape Verde draws, Cameroon have a better goal difference.
But head to head first.
Was it head to head?
Yes, Cape Verde have beaten them.
Okay. It doesn't look good for Cameroon.
So who qualifies in that group?
Oh, this is not difficult. Cape Verde obviously will qualify. I'm excited for Cape Verde.
I think they did something in that Libyan game. You don't tell me that you are losing 3-1 at the 81st minute and you concede more or less, you score 2 weird goals just because you know the value of a point.
That's why you need to understand the importance of ways and means when you play football. That's why you need to have a good FA president. You need to have people that have connections here and there. It's part of football. If you don't have any evidence, but the goals were comical, very, very comical goals. If Cape Verde, I don't think Swatini will be a match for Cape Verde today. They know that if they win, I would love to be in Cape Verde this evening. I'm sure by the World Cup time, I'll probably have a kid.
But we'll go to Cape Verde
if I'm in Cape Verde this evening. No, if I'm in Cape Verde this evening.
After the win.
You will be seeing some little Sammy running around. You know.
But I know that place is visa free from in relation.
Oh
to
yes,
Ghana,
yes.
So you
I
don't
think
need-
they
you know,
they
you
have
just-
they have some
just-
of the most beautiful women on the continent, or
You
even in the
can-
world.
You,
Yes.
you just need to book your flight, get the visa on arrival.
Have you
check
seen
into
Have
a
you seen
hotel,
them?
And they have some of the amazing islands you can find.
Yes, yes. And they speak Portuguese.
They speak Portuguese.
But I think they will beat Eswatini.
Cape
Cameroon, yes, probably will get 3 points against Angola, but it will just be good enough for the playoffs.
So for you, Cape Verde goes through.
Yes.
Now, another exciting group is the Ivorian group, which looks like they will qualify. I think Ivory Coast will qualify. I mean, ahead of Gabon. So tomorrow, that game too is tomorrow. So the Ivorians will be taking on Kenya at home, and they are on top of the group with 23 points. They've not lost a single game. They've drawn 2 games, but they've not conceded a single goal. They've scored 22 goals in that process. Gabon, on the other hand, have 22 points. They've lost just once with 11 goals or so. It tells you that if Gabon was in Ghana's group, Gabon probably would have qualified. If Gabon was in that Nigerian group, Gabon would have qualified with the points they have. But because, I mean, the Ivorians have been, they've been matchless in this group, it looks like Gabon also end up playing in the playoffs. I mean, is it all but a done deal?
No. You know, I started by saying that I want all the best African teams to qualify. Now, football is it's something that you can never predict. What does it profit a team to go throughout the entire qualification rounds, 10 matches, you don't consider goal and you don't qualify for the World Cup?
Oh, but at home at the Fobonyi Stadium against Kenya,
That's the thing.
That's
the
just
thing.
a single goal.
That's the thing with football. On paper, you would expect that the Ivory Coast should beat Kenya. Gabon should beat Burundi, right? Gabon should beat Burundi.
Gabon will beat Burundi at home.
Gabon will beat Burundi.
Yes.
But when the stakes are high with all the pressure, I just have a feeling we might just get to see a 0-0 or a 1-1 and then Gabon goes through. That's how crazy football is. So I don't think it's a done deal for the Ivory Coast. They need to go into this game. It's 90 minutes. They need to hit the ground running. They need to get that early goal as quickly as possible. If this game goes to halftime without Ivory Coast in the lead, they probably will not qualify for the World Cup.
Whoa. Again, your thoughts are very much welcome on the show this morning. We are exploring, the World Cup and qualifiers, especially on the African continent. Now, let me run by our listeners what's happening in the teams or in the playoff teams or the playoff qualification berth. So, as it stands, these are the 4 teams that have qualified for the playoffs. So, Gabon have qualified. Burkina Faso have qualified. Niger have qualified. Cameroon have qualified. Just 4 teams. They will play. They will have one competing as it with a South American team, right? Yes. There will be one team that will qualify from here and take on a South American team.
It will be a 4-nation tournament.
four-nation
So there's
tournament,
CONCACAF, there's the Oceania
region,
the South
yes.
America as well.
And they will pick just one.
No, there will actually be 2 finals.
2 finals.
There will be 2 finals.
Okay.
And then the 2 teams that win those finals would go to the
through.
World Cup. Yes.
So these are the 4 teams that have booked a place for the playoffs. Gabon, Burkina Faso, Niger, Cameroon, as at today. So by close of today and tomorrow, we would have the final 4 that will be representing Africa in the playoffs against some of the other continents in there. Bakofi, Samit talks of how poor the Nigerians have been, and he doesn't think the Nigerians will qualify, and Mother Luck will not smile on them. Whether South Africa would lose to Rwanda and they beating, it will not happen. Nigeria will simply not qualify. Also in the other groups,
I hope they qualify though.
Oh, they won't. In the
I
other
hope they
groups,
qualify.
it looks like Cape Verde all but set to qualify, and the Ivory Coast as well. Kofi, Nigeria's group.
Well, never say never. Nigerians have not played very well at home. And if you look at their World Cup journey, their home form is one of the reasons why they are in the position that they are in now. If probably they had played at well at home as they have been on the road, we would probably be singing a different story. Feel sorry for the South Africans having to go through what they have gone through And then you mentioned in their last game when you were banking all of your hopes on South Africa winning that game, and then with all the chances they had, all the opportunities they had, they just couldn't hold their nerves together, and eventually ended up dropping massive points in that particular game. I think that this is a cliffhanger, and for me, Nigeria Benin, it should be a beautiful encounter. It will be fiery. You understand? Two West African oppositions.
Benin have their, what is it called? Their fate in their hands. Just win and forget about what the others are doing.
Yeah, it will be fiery, and I think that will be interesting. But for some strange reason, I think the Nigerians will be the Beninois. I have a strange feeling the Nigerians.
And that will not be, for me, that will not be news. Beating Benin at home will not be news.
Yeah, with you, nothing is new. I know, you understand. I appreciate that. I mean, with you, nothing is ever new. So I think that the Nigerians will beat the Beninois. I have a funny feeling they will beat the Beninois.
How would they qualify?
I am hoping they qualify.
They need to win by
looks like,
three.
psychologically, it's taking a toll on the South Africans. They get that 3 points, and when they've had a very smooth run throughout the qualifiers, just when you needed them to win, they drop points. It looks like psychologically the South Africans are dropping off, and if it does happen that way, Nigeria might just be smiling to US, Mexico, and Canada.
Well, I'm hoping they qualify, because if the Nigerians make it to any tournament, you can expect. You can expect a huge entourage for Africans. You understand, and they make it happen.
But genuinely, would they be the best representation from Africa? Because we expect that now that it has been expanded to 10, or they are taking 9 from Africa.
Yeah.
Technically they are taking 9 from Africa. At least Morocco showed us that if you prepare well, we can take on these Europeans and South Americans. Ghana has been to the quarterfinals. Senegal has been there. Morocco, they nearly got to the semis.
Yeah,
Morocco were at the semifinals.
To the final. We need the best. Would Nigeria be the best with what you've seen?
Well, on the side footnote, if we did not have Asamoah Gyan, we would have been the first African country to qualify for the.
If we had not had Asamoah Gyan, we would not be in the quarterfinals.
No, if we did not have Asamoah Gyan, we'll be in the semifinals.
We will not even be in the quarterfinals.
When you host a tournament, when you play a tournament hosted in your region, the universe aligns with your efforts. You understand? We would have been at the semi. If not for Asamoah Gyan, we would have been at the semifinals in 2010.
One of the best representations.
Well, Nigeria needs to be there. I am hoping to see all of these great talents that Nigeria. They are good enough. You understand? I mean, if they qualify out of the group, they will be good enough. They will be deemed good. Yeah, they would have put their wrecking whatever.
He didn't do that a year. The qualifiers started 2 years ago. He didn't do that.
No,
better late than never. Better late than never.
6 months to 4 months maximum to do that.
No, better late than never.
Oh, true.
Better
Because
late
we
than
saw the
never.
Black Stars miss out on AFCON. There were some technical changes and all of that. And then
which wasn't a big deal. You
Yeah, so
understand?
if-
Mixing out
if-
on the
if they
AFCON
qualify,
wasn't a
they
big
can
deal.
put their
Sammy believes that there's going to be a shocker in that Ivory Coast group, because Ivory Coast have been flying high. They've not even considered a goal. 22 goals scored. Gabon have also been brilliant. Just that there's a team that has been more brilliant than them. Gabon would win again at home. That one it is certain. But some believe that we might just see a shocker at the FIFA Stadium.
Ivory Coast.
Drop points.
With the
So,
Ivorians.
I'm not saying emphatically.
No.
Football is crazy. Football is crazy.
No. Ivory Coast.
But I'm hoping
Close
they
your
win.
eyes and sleep. Ivory Coast
Keda.
playing at the Ofebuane Stadium. Nana Bobo and all in assembly.
Keda.
Oh, Master, close your eyes and sleep.
They'll do the job.
No,
I'm
when
not that
when it comes to the Ivorians, there's one thing I like about them. When they need to be ruthless, they are ruthless. They are super ruthless.
Who are disqualified? They've been ruthless.
For me, they have not come this far to lose against Kenya.
Or
Against Kenya at the Ofebuane Stadium. Tonight there will be a party in Ivory Coast.
If you want to be in Quebec, I want to be in Ivory Coast.
But why would you want to be in Ivory Coast?
You saw the fun.
Jeff was asking me.
No, you saw the fun. The fun. We had at the AFCON.
You did.
It was
You
fantastic.
You were in Ivory Coast.
Fantastic.
You did.
Fantastic.
I'm almost changing my mind.
Any memory say?
I'm almost changing my mind. No, but you see, when you've had a certain experience, you want to
Cape Verde do for you. And finally, that Cape Verde group. I mean, they just need a dragons to a team.
Well, I think they've been brilliant, and Cape Verde have been one of the shining examples for African football in terms of making up for the talents you do not have on the pitch. You understand? If you look at this Cape Verde team, they do not have the top alpha males in terms of the context of football. You understand? But one of their major strengths has to be the implementation of proper facilities and then paying a lot more attention to the administrative side of the game. And I think that is bore a lot of dividends. You understand? You look at the Cape Verde team, you look at their progress over the last 5-6 years. They've been steady. You understand? They've been absolutely steady, done things right. And then I am not too surprised where they find themselves today. Very happy for Cape Verde football. I think that, like Sammy said, I am tipping the Cape Verdes to get a point and qualify out.
Are you happy, guys? Are you happy with the representation so far from Africa? So Tunisia, all the major powerhouses, the 4 major powerhouses in North African football have qualified because Libya is not a major power. So Tunisia has gone through, Egypt is through, Morocco is through, Algeria is through, Senegal is through, Ghana is through.
Senegal through?
Yeah, technically, they just need a point to go through. I mean, so. Sammy, are you okay with so far with our representation?
Oh yes, I am. I think these teams are teams that were expected to qualify, and they have qualified. The rest of them are the ones we are waiting for. The Ivorians are another powerhouse. Obviously, if they go to the World Cup, they would be a better representation, in my opinion, than Gabon. I think Cameroon also would be a better representation than Cape Verde, but Cape Verde brings that X factor. So they are going there as an inexperienced side. They'll obviously be in pot 4. They are going as an inexperienced side. Probably will just be excited about representing at the World Cup. There's no pressure on them to accomplish anything there. But Cameroon, I don't think will go to the World Cup and be looking at just playing in the group stages. So yes, Cape Verde have done really well, giving a good account of themselves. But in terms of the World Cup proper, if I have to pick between Cape Verde and Cameroon, which team would be a better representation? Obviously, I'll go for Cameroon.
Kofi, you satisfied with Africa's representation? So
and in the Nigeria group as well.
Well, I think,
Benin, South Africa, Nigeria. It's always in Nigeria would always be that better represented. The South Africans are talented, but I think the South Africans have never really done it on the world stage.
No.
On the international stage, they go and play all the beautiful football, but they never get that result. Even when they hosted it, they never, they are never a threat.
South Africa was there in 1998, when McFish gave that terrible back pass.
Yes, they are never a threat. So they play the beautiful football. But when it comes to Nigeria, where if you put Nigeria, South Africa side by side against maybe an England or a Spain, these big teams know which one they'll be more nervous about playing against. Because when it comes to football, the names play a very big role. History plays a very big role.
That's very true.
So Benin are top of the group, but nobody's really talking about them going to do anything at the World Cup. I just feel that we need to have the best teams there. Yes, you can say that the best teams are the teams that qualify on paper, but we know behind the scenes, some teams carry a lot more weight. So let's see how it plays out.
If we were to bank on at least 3 teams from the African region making it to the quarterfinals, Kofi, which teams will you let's say put money on to at least make it to the quarterfinals? 3 African teams.
Well, I'll put my money on Morocco.
Morocco.
I'll put my money on Ivory Coast.
The Ivorians.
I'll put my money also on Ghana.
Why not Senegal? Senegal have some of the best talents.
Yes, Senegal. I mean, even Senegal ahead of Ghana.
Yeah.
You understand? I think that these 3 teams, solid. Senegal, Ivory Coast, Morocco.
If you do things right, we should have a.
But if Ghana is able to organize itself properly, do all of the things behind the scenes very well,
we can also be there.
we have the talent and the level of exposure to find ourselves in that space.
Sammy,
Yeah.
3 teams from the African continent you think should be able to, or with all indices playing out well, should be able to make it to the quarterfinals from the African continent.
Yes, I think that yes, as Kofi said, Senegal, Morocco, the Ivory Coast. I wouldn't put Ghana there.
Yeah.
Maybe we might make it out of the group stage to the second round. I think there will be round of 32,
Yes.
right before round of 16,
16, yeah.
before quarterfinals. Okay, it's a long World Cup. And so, yes, maybe out of the group stage, but the quarterfinal, it brings us back to the arguments we had earlier on. Who is leading the lines for the Black Stars? If we have that person that will bring that firepower for us, because in previous World Cups, we know who were banking our hopes on. We had about 2 or 3. There was even a Prince Tego at some point. He wasn't, in my opinion, a world-class player, but he carried some threat. Matthew Amwa, also another very, very, very good striker that we had at the time. But if you look at it now, you have a lot of wide players. You don't really have that arrowhead. But when you look at the likes of Morocco, Senegal, Ivory Coast, even Nigeria, when it comes to who is leading the lines, you always see that there's somebody having that there's that threat up there. You see Gabon with Aubameyang and Guirassy with Guinea and all of that. We don't have that kind of player. So I would not put Ghana there. I think what would help Ghana as a team has to be that collective effort as a team. And then spreading the goals across the front line or the midfield or the defense. We've seen that in the qualifier. The defenders getting some goals here and there. The wide players getting some goals. That's probably what will help us. But I'll go with what Kofi said. Senegal, Ivory Coast, Morocco. Morocco is Africa's biggest threat going to the World Cup. These are the guys I think would give us a good image at the World Cup.
If you were to pick a dark horse from the African continent to surprise the entire world, that this is a team nobody expected could take the world by storm, because I think Morocco 4 years ago, a lot of people, yes, Morocco had done things locally right, but we didn't expect them to get to where they got to. But so if you had to pick a dark horse from Africa, which team amongst the team that looks set to qualify?
Well, I'll look at Cape Verde.
I think so.
I'll look at Cape Verde, yeah. I'll look at Cape Verde, yeah.
Makes sense. Egypt as well.
Egypt.
Yeah, that was because Egypt.
Egypt recently.
They
have
have some,
Mohamed Salah.
some collection of
They haven't
players,
really been that big name.
Yeah, they are
when it
not
comes
out
to,
there.
The World Cup. On the African scene, yes, they are probably the best in history. But at the World Cup, Egypt have not really put themselves on the map at the World Cup. So I'd say Egypt as
So
well.
you say so Cape Verde and Egypt
Yes.
could be that team that was from Africa that would surprise Africans. That wow. Okay, so I mean, before we wrap up quickly, let me tell you about Nkonim phones. I got my phone from Nkonim phones, and I can attest to the quality there is. They actually gave me a warranty. So when you get there, I'm looking for the latest iPhone. Is it the 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max, 17 Air, whatever it is. If it's the 16, if it's a downgrade, if it's Samsung S24, whatever phone you want, just head to Nkonim phones. They are in Takrade Market Circle, just close to Bank of Africa. You could see the numbers on the screen. Just pick the number up, call them, say, you heard us talk about them, and they'll give you a very nice, treatment. Because when we went there, they give us a very nice treatment. And if you're a business entity out there as well, and you want to be part of this big movement, the Sport Morning Show on Sport 101 on YouTube live every Monday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Just reach out to us, leave a comment in the comment section. We'll reach out to you and we'll do business together. So it's been a great show. But before I wrap up, let me run by you the group standings from Europe. And Sweden looks like they will not make the World Cup. And when they don't, Gokares and Isak Asembaba, because they are bottom of their group in Group B, Switzerland have 9 points, Kosovo 4 points, Slovenia 2 points, and Sweden 1 point. In Group A, Germany have 6 points, Northern Ireland 6 points, Slovakia 6 points. Oh, that group is tough. Luxembourg with 0 points. In Group C, Denmark have 10 points, Scotland have 10 points, Greece have 3 points, Belarus no point there. In Group D, France have 9 points, Ukraine have 4 points, Iceland have 3 points, with Azerbaijan 1 point. In Group E, Spain have 9 points, Turkey 6 points, Georgia 3 points, Bulgaria no point. In Group F, Portugal have 9 points, Hungary have 4 points, Armenia 3 points, Ireland with just a point. In Group G, the Netherlands have 16 points. That group, together with Group H, have played close to about 6 matches. The other groups have played just 3 matches, so that's why the point vary. So Group G have Netherlands with 16 points, Poland 13 points, Finland 10 points, Lithuania 3 points, Malta just 2 points. Group H, Austria 14 points, Bosnia and Herzegovina have 13 points, Romania 10 points, Cyprus 8 points. Norway, led by Erling Haaland. Ooh, that guy is on form. He's literally has carried the team to the World Cup. They have maximum 18 points. They've scored 26 goals, having conceded just 2. Italy coming second with 12 points. Israel 9 points. Estonia 3 points with Moldova no points. Group J, North Macedonia have 9 points, 12 points. Belgium 9 points. Wales 10 points. Kazakhstan 6 points. Group K, England have 15 points. Albania 11 points, Serbia 7 points, Latvia 5 points, and finally Group L, Croatia 16 points, Czech Republic 13 points, Faroe Island 12 points, Montenegro 6 points, Gibraltar no points there. Let's not forget, in Europe as well, this is the first round, so they will head into a second round where the teams that come in second and third will play amongst themselves. So it's been an exciting time right here on the Sports Morning Show live on YouTube. Let me see if I do have some comments there. So Chibuike Lawrence, if I got the name right, Nigeria to the World Cup. Omo Nigeria, you guys should not make it. So stop motivating yourself.
Why shouldn't you motivate him?
Chibuike, don't motivate yourself.
Would you be able to come and sit here on Thursday if Nigeria makes the World Cup?
Okay, I'll say it on air. If Nigeria makes the World Cup on Thursday, I'll meet you meet Sakura.
Okay.
Jeff,
you're on record.
Jeff, bring clippers. Bring clippers. Bring clippers.
I will be the one to bob your head.
And guys, if Nigeria and Chibuike and all my Nigerian friends, you guys will make it to the World Cup. If you make it to the World Cup, come Thursday when I come 9 o'clock, the first 20 minutes will be dedicated to shaving my hair totally off. It will not happen. Like Sophie said, the Ivorians, go and sleep. But guys, it's been a great show as always. Thanks to our viewers and all. Any message for them?
Well, we'll be looking forward to Thursday because I have a funny feeling we'll shave off all of it. It's not really like you have a lot of hair.
But still, and guys, on Thursday, you don't want to miss out.
You know how long it will take you to grow your hair to what it is now.
I know.
We use a shaving stick.
Probably by the World Cup time.
How can we?
No, you might just.
No. You will do no.
Then it means you're going to use a shaving foam.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Shaving stick.
Yes, we're going to use a shaving.
Give you clean dry.
Proper cleaners.
No. We cannot do what we want to do.
So it means that you have faith in Nigeria to qualify.
Oh, obviously.
Well, anything is possible.
Oh, it will not happen. But Sammy, any message for our viewers and
it's been a good show. We'll be back on Thursday, and Champions League is also coming up. So when we're back on Thursday, we'll put out information about Champions League and what we have for our lovely viewers. So let's enjoy the final round of World Cup qualifiers from the African scene. It's drama. If you are a betting person, sorry, we can't give you any predictions.
They shouldn't even try because there will be lots of.
These are the kind of games that you don't want to bet on. Just relax. Over the weekend there'll be league games.
Tyrese Maxey, and I think 2 days ago in the preseason friendly, he made a shot and it looks like that somebody at courtside was betting. Then he told him that you really bet on preseason preseason games. These games are unpredictable, so the man picked it up. For certain games, and the nature of it, trust me, bet on them. But anyway, like the guys have said, on Thursday we'll be here exactly at 9 a.m. So I mean, if this is your first time watching us, leave a comment in the comment section. I mean, what do you make of the show? Like I said, and I've said again, on Thursday, if Nigeria qualify ahead of Benin and South Africa, I'll bring clippers. They'll bring whatever they need to bring, and all my hair will go off. But it will not happen. That's why I'm so confident it's not happening. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. We appreciate your support so much. This has been the Sports Morning Show.